Thank you, Julia, for coming to our second episode of Over Coffee at Beam Bar.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor always.
I am so excited to have you for a number of reasons. I've known you for a very long time, and when I invited you here, I realized I've known her for like 7 years now, and we never sat down and had coffee together.
How is
and,
this possible?
Talk about anything other than work.
Yeah.
And work and kids.
Yep, for sure.
I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here always.
Thank you. So before we begin, how do you take your coffee?
I am very boring. I take it black with just a little bit of milk in it, and not oat milk, not some other weird milk, just milk.
Just whole milk.
Just milk.
I like whole milk. So I also have to have cream in my coffee. Cream or milk.
Yeah.
So I used to do oat milk, but I'm like, I'm just going to do whole milk with calcium, right?
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, just a tiny bit goes a long way.
I agree.
Anyway, do you start every day with a cup of coffee?
Yes. I think everybody in my family, especially my husband, knows that you should not talk to me if I have not had a cup of coffee. I am not even kidding. Even when I was pregnant, I never quit coffee. When I was breastfeeding, I never quit coffee. There's not a day ever that goes by without coffee, and yours is always the best.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad our coffee keeps you awake because aside from having this amazing aesthetic medicine spa down a couple blocks away from here, you're an anesthesiologist.
I am.
And I always forget that, but then I like have to remind myself, and I think that is so cool.
Thank you. Yes, I'm a board certified anesthesiologist. That was my first love of medicine. And I still, by the way, practice anesthesia. It's not that I don't love it anymore or anything like that. It's just that I've transitioned a lot into aesthetic medicine. It's very exciting, as you know. There's lots of interesting things that go on in anesthesia.
And it's evolving.
It's so dynamic.
Every
Single year. Yeah, every single year there's always something new. In anesthesia, ever since propofol was developed, nothing new has happened.
Okay.
I mean, I'm kidding a little bit. But aesthetic medicine is just full of new information and new research and new experiments and new products. It's just very fun.
Mm-hmm. And you get to look, you get to test everything on yourself.
I do.
How do I
Every
look
single
since the last
time.
time you saw me?
You are gorgeous.
I go to Julia for everything. And you know, one of the things I really love about coming to you is I've come to you a number of times and I'm always like, what do you think about this? And you're like, no. Like, what about this? No. See me in 5 years, see me in 10 years. And your honesty like means so much.
I appreciate it.
Anytime somebody asks me, you know, who do you go? Who's your face lady? And you're always, you know, my go-to. I refer you. And that's one of the first things I say is like, if you want honest opinion, someone's that not going to try to upsell you on anything that is not needed, Dr. Julia Milman.
I appreciate it very much. I do say no in the office on a daily basis way more than I say yes. I think it's natural for people to want to do all sorts of interesting things to themselves, especially with social media, Facebook, Instagram ads, etc. But I'm a huge believer that less is more, and
Absolutely.
I think it really speaks to most people once you realize why less is more. We don't have to do everything all at once or ever, really. A little bit goes a long way.
I really want to talk about the Dr. Julia Milman aesthetic medicine. But before that, I'm really interested to know the backstory, right? How did you like end up in anesthesiology? And just walk us through like very briefly, like day in the life of Julia Milman as an anesthesiologist.
So I always wanted to go to medical school. When my family immigrated to the United States, I was a teenager. I was 12 years old when I came here, almost 13, when I came here. And my dad was diagnosed with a very rare tumor. Thankfully, it was not cancerous. There was a lot of interesting talk about it. They actually wrote a paper on him. I will not bore you with the details, but I got interested in medicine then and never stopped.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I went to medical school thinking, like a lot of medical school students, thinking that I'd like to do emergency medicine. And then when I did the emergency medicine rotation, oh my God, it was the most boring thing in the whole entire world. All of those
Emergency?
yes, all of those TV shows are all shows.
Oh, wow.
This is
That's
not
so
what happens in real life at all.
Okay.
So I really loved working with my hands, and I loved doing things. So anesthesia was a very natural progression. I loved anesthesiology. I loved doing something for people, making them feel comfortable and wake up from surgery safely, of course, and them having no idea who I am. I loved that, and it was very satisfying. In residency, we did a research project with the derm department regarding use of ultrasound for injections, because in anesthesia we use a lot of injections for nerve blocks, for shoulders, legs, whatever. And they were developing using ultrasound for facial injections. So I got to know the dermatology department at Northwestern, and here we are almost 19 years later. And it's working with needles in the anesthesia world is obviously a very easy progression to doing in aesthetics. And I just love working with my hands, and I really enjoy the little bit of art that it involves as well.
I want to touch upon one thing that you brought up. Like, thank you to all the anesthesiologists out there. I had a number of things that I had to, be put down for. And one of the things that always made me feel so comfortable, because everybody's a little nervous going into until you get, the good stuff in you. But what I appreciate the most is every single time they'll hold your hand and say, "Don't worry, I'm going to take good care of you."
Yes.
And then you're like, okay, I'm ready. So thank you, and thank you to all the anesthesiologists and of course the surgeons and the nurses out there that do what they do every day.
It's a great job.
So let's talk about what you do on the half of your week, right? So how many days a week are you going into the hospital for anesthesiology?
I usually do 1 to 2 days a week of anesthesia, and then the rest of the days I'm in my office doing aesthetic medicine.
When did you start aesthetic medicine?
Oh boy, so I've always done it a little bit until I turned about, I'm 48 now, until I turned about, I think I was 34, 35 when I started being more interested in it. I've been getting Botox injections since my late 20s, so it's been forever. But when you're turning 30, you're starting to notice a few changes here and there, and I started getting even more interested in it. I did not think of doing aesthetic medicine on a professional level until probably about 10 to 12 years ago. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the learning about it. I enjoyed the research. I enjoyed having fun with my friends. You know who you are. But to actually have a professional office and do this on the scale that I do it right now, it's been at least 10 years or so, and it was very, very slow. I think everybody will agree that aesthetic medicine was very different before COVID and after COVID, and I think that was really the turning point of a lot of that kind of stuff. I think that when I started, if people did Botox, it was almost like a taboo. Nobody talked about it. Nobody. It was, I'm just naturally like that. I just don't have wrinkles. It's magic. It's genetics. It's olive oil, right? Nobody talked about it. But after COVID, it really started booming. I mean, I think we all agree there's a practice, and there's many great practices on almost every corner. But that is probably when it exponentially took off, is 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah. I've always wondered, as I'm getting it though, right? Because you hear horror stories. It's you go for Botox and you come out with one eye shut. How do you guys know the position, where you're supposed to hit, so the wonky stuff doesn't happen?
It's I've done it once or twice. No, once or twice. I'm joking around. I've done the Botox on other people once or twice, meaning it just takes quite a bit of.
I guess what I want to know is of course, right? Everything you get better with experience. I guess what I'm asking is is that a training that you go through?
For sure.
This area, the nerves are here. But it's such a I don't know. It's such a fine line, right?
A millimeter here, a millimeter there definitely makes a
That's
huge
what I'm saying.
difference.
So how do you know, like, right there and like right there?
So
It's
I
amazing.
have it is the human body is incredible. There are a gazillion textbooks on anatomy, but more importantly, even though of course I did anatomy in medical school and we've done cadaver labs and residency for various reasons, etc., I've actually still done more cadaver courses after, considering that I've been a physician for 20 some years now, and well, no, I'm lying, 20 years. But I still do cadaver labs because it is a great reminder to even myself, who does this on a daily basis, of what the human body looks like. All of the variations. Not everybody is normal. There are so many different anatomical variations, and my job is to be able to tell, based on how people are moving their muscles with expression, whether or not their anatomy is quote unquote normal, or if there are certain adjustments I have to make. Things like that. But it's a very intricate knowledge of anatomy that really helps to do what I do.
So my next question is, how do you deal with people that are afraid of injections? Because my husband is one of them.
Oh, welcome.
And we'll talk about husbands in a little bit, because something Julia and I have in common is we both work with our husbands.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so that's like our third child at work, right?
For
'Cause
sure.
You have 2 girls, I have 2 kids, and that's our third child at work. But anyway, so I come in and I'm freaking out. I'm so scared.
I would have to say that most of the patients that I see for the first time come in saying that they are in fact afraid of injection. There are so many negative things that are posted regarding aesthetic medicine and all of the complications, as you were talking about a little bit ago. So I'm actually a huge believer that injections are wonderful and they definitely have a place in aesthetic medicine, but skin health is always number one. I always talk to patients regarding skin health and what we can do to get that glowing, thick skin first before any sort of injections are even discussed. If a patient feels comfortable enough to proceed with injections, a lot of the times we just do one area just to see how they react, because if they haven't done injections ever in 30, 40, 50 years, what's another few months? We can wait another few months and see how that person does and make them feel comfortable. I, again, think that skin health is way more important than any sort of injections.
Well, of course. You also have to have good skin for it to be a complete package, right? And I agree with you, like skincare, all these other remedies we have to do are also very important.
Yeah.
So Birdie told me, I guess the word on the street is you've got something exciting that's about to happen or launch. You want to tell us about that?
So we've been actually keeping it a secret, and you are the first one to officially find out. And I'm not sure when this will be aired, but I have a feeling that you're going to be the first one to say it. So we are launching our own skincare line. It is going to be ready very soon, in about a month or so. The reason why we started even thinking about this is there are a lot of very good medical grade products out there, and you know which ones I love, and everybody else knows which ones I love. But there are certain ingredients that they are still missing that I, after working with a chemist, I have figured out that it would be important to make them even better, possibly. Medical grade skincare is definitely very expensive, and it's not that this is going to be cheap by any means, but it's definitely going to be more affordable at a better price point than some of the more popular brands. We are still going to carry the other ones. It's not that we're getting rid of anything. I do think that skincare is very individual, and some people like certain things better than others, and I totally get that. But this will be another option for our patients to have that will be very high grade with amazing ingredients, lots of antioxidants, lots of peptides, lots of caffeine. It's going to be great. Yes. Lots of caffeine. Caffeine is actually great for skincare. It vasoconstricts and makes the dark circles look better, the redness look better. It's quite fabulous.
My daughter the other day, I came home and she had this like super dark mask on. She looked pretty scary in the dark, and I was like, what do you have on your face? She's like, don't worry, Mom, it's just coffee.
Oh.
I'm like, wait a minute. You know how many grounds I go through at Bean Bar? I'm like, I'm going to start formulating my own stuff. So if you need if you need any beans or grounds, I've got you.
Caffeine is amazing. Very useful for a lot of things.
Like drinking it is the same as putting it on your face, or?
Not quite.
Okay. All right.
Not quite, but we can do both and make it all work. Yes, for sure.
All right. So I want to talk about your team a little bit, because everybody you have working there, they're all so sweet, always so welcoming when I come in. And so to walk us through like a typical, like here too, we have our team that goes through, like training, right? Every now and then we'll send them to, a shop that does training for proper, grinding and pulling shots and stuff. How trained are the girls that, work with you?
I thank you for acknowledging that we have
and men and Dan
and the one man. He's the hardest to train. Can we just say that?
We'll talk about Dan in a little bit.
But thank you for acknowledging our team. Really, I couldn't be happier. And we have a team that every single person that is working with us has been with us from the beginning. We have never ever had any turnover in our staff, and I hope it'll never happen. And we are really a family away from, a work family away from home family. Mm-hmm. As far as training, we require that everybody does at least, and we sponsor that, at least one training per year. We have in-office trainings constantly throughout the year. If a laser company, for example, has some new protocols or new suggestions of how to use the certain wavelengths, we definitely get somebody in and train those of us who do lasers. We obviously do skincare training multiple times per year because we are always researching new products and new skincare options. Becky is our amazing nurse who does injections as well. Her and I go still to this day, to at least 2 to 3 trainings per year.
You guys were just at one, right?
We were, yes. We just came back from Subio in Philadelphia. He is an incredible plastic surgeon who does a lot of non-invasive injections, and he's great. But we definitely have a lot more plans this year. But it's very important. I think that because the field of aesthetic medicine is so dynamic, we have to train. It's not something that we can, if we stop right now, we're just going to be behind on what's going on and new technologies and new advancements. And there's so many exciting things that are happening year after year, and we want to be on top of it.
I can't wait to see like what else is there that's to come.
Yes, all of the regenerative medicine that is getting better. How do I say this properly? There's still a lot of nuances that have to be figured out for regenerative medicine, but it is getting better and better, and we are able to use it in more and more ways. And that is just one of the more exciting things that will be happening in aesthetics this year and years to come.
Well, I'm super excited for your line.
And it's all going to be on you.
I can't wait. I'm all up for trying new products, and obviously some of the lines we like you said, could be super pricey. So the fact that you're saying that it's going to be a little bit more affordable so that more people can use it sounds very promising and very exciting. So I appreciate you thinking about the budget too, while thinking about the face.
No, for sure. I mean, all of these things are so ridiculously expensive. I mean, if we're talking about the cost of Botox, anything, it is so expensive. So if we can get it a little bit better priced, let's do it.
And then,
but yet be efficacious too.
Right, of course, it needs to be good, and the more people that use it and like it, the better for you, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Let's talk about husbands. Topic.
Are they going to see this?
Why not? So I've been working with my husband for a very long time. I mean, even before E-Taco days. How long have you been working with Dan?
So Dan and I started working when, like 2 or 3 offices ago, when the office was in Lake Forest. So this was like 2019 or so, something like that. And what happened is we needed some help in the office, and he, of course, was doing his thing. We needed help in the office, and he slowly started helping out, doing something here, something there. Here we are, 7, 8 years later, working full time with each other. It just kind of happened. He used to have a eyewear store with one of his friends, and before that he did computers, but eyewear store in Vernon Hills. And unfortunately, during COVID, a lot of brick and mortar stores went under, and his was one of them. So it just kind of worked out. So
good. Okay. I mean, I love seeing him every time I'm there. I'm just teasing you, Dan. I think he makes a great addition to the team.
He really does. He does. His sense of humor is like none other, for sure. He definitely makes our Fun Friday videos what they are, Fun Friday. I do want to kill him once in a while. Love you, honey. But you know, that's probably, it's normal, right? I mean, that's just how it is.
You gotta live with him and work with him. Yeah, and it's not easy.
But we do kind of have, I'm sure you guys do as well, right? Kind of like two different personalities, right? Like at home we have one relationship, at work we have a totally different relationship.
Absolutely.
And two are very separate, right?
Absolutely. And I think one of the most important things, and it is harder for us, for me, for us, just because we always have so many moving pieces, it's hard not to bring work home.
Yes, for sure.
We try not to, and he's the one that tends to do it. And I'm like, even when I leave here, like yesterday, I left here, close, so I worked a little longer. And I called him on my way just to tell him, hey, I'm heading home, whatever. And then he immediately continues to talk about work. And I'm like,
we're done.
We're done. I just want to go home and see my kids and just be done. Like, let's catch up later when I see you.
It's very hard. I agree with you. It's very hard to separate when you have your own business. It's just difficult to separate the hours. And I try to also limit myself, but it's difficult. It's not, I would also say that it's like impossible. I don't know. I still do work at home all the time.
Absolutely. It is impossible, especially if you're like passionate and you really care about it. And so now that we're kind of working in two different places, and I'm spearheading this one, he's spearheading the other one, we were together and we can talk about those things when we were together more. But now it's like when I'm here, I'm zoned in, I'm working, super busy, and he's the same. So it's like that's the only time we have to catch up. So I feel like it's harder now. Yeah. But I think we're finding a balance.
Yeah, I agree. I actually do enjoy it 99.9% of the time. Yeah. I do enjoy it. Yeah, it's fun.
I do too. Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way.
And then who else can you work with who has the same, like you said, passion about what's happening here other than your family members? I mean, it's hard.
Especially when it's your own business. Yeah. You definitely.
It's like our baby, right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
So tell us about Julia Milman as a mom. I'm so curious. I see your girls come in here and they're so sweet, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I hope they say hi.
No, they do.
Okay, good. Good. Good job, girls.
No, they do. They're really sweet. And I know you have one that's also looking to get into medical field.
Yeah, so Naomi is 17 and she is going to be applying to nursing schools next year. Not necessarily aesthetics. We actually keep that conversation completely separate. I'm very careful as far as what I say to the girls regarding aesthetic medicine and everything. So, but she does want to go into the medical field, so it's kind of exciting. So we'll see how she does. We have 15-year-old Avital, who is a freshman, and she plays tennis. And I'm not sure what she's going to do when she gets a little bit older. She's still, figuring that out. And we have Jacob, who is 25, who's an actual adult, who does HVAC stuff. So
So my daughter is also going into the field of medicine, and your daughter is as well. And what are some recommendations you would make for some of these younger kids that are looking to get into, not as mom, but as someone that's lived it, done it, still doing it? What are those recommendations you would make for them?
So I personally love medicine. If I had to do it all over again, medical school, studying for the MCAT, taking all of those classes, residency, sleepless nights, etc., I would do it again in a heartbeat. If somebody told me that, you lose your license tomorrow, you have to do it all over, I would still do it all over. I just personally cannot imagine what else I would do, because I do really, really enjoy. I love the human body. I enjoy the intricacies, etc. I do have a lot of concerns regarding where medicine is going in terms of AI, but I'm pretty sure that everybody has those concerns in every field. It's not just medicine. And it's really hard to tell these kids who are in high school now how it will be in 10 years. Everything is accelerating at such a pace that it's so exponential that it's developing faster than we can catch up with it. I would still say that if you love it, if you see yourself being in medicine, if you see yourself helping people, do it. I mean, if you love it, then you have to study it and you have to do it. But we have to probably make some adjustments as AI comes out and see what impact it has.
So all the tears and endless sleepless nights of studying, they're all worth it?
100%.
Good.
100%. I would definitely recommend for your daughter to do it, and I'm happy to do anything that she may possibly need.
Thank you. I know. You're a phone call away.
Anytime.
Trust me, the time will come.
Yes, anytime. I'm happy to do it.
She does have somewhat of an interest in anesthesiology.
Amazing.
Initially, wanted to do radiology, and then, talking to some people, they kind of talked her out of it. And I'm bringing up that AI point.
Yeah.
I'm not the one to speak to this. I haven't done any research, anything like that, but just from what you hear, what you read, it's,
for sure.
That might be one of the fields that might get affected. In fact, I have a friend who comes in here, Sean, he's a radiologist, and I picked his brain about it, and he didn't seem like he was too worried about it, because there's always going to be, a need for that signature, right?
You need human touch for everything. You
need to have someone you can sue.
For sure.
If something goes wrong, you need somebody's signature. I'm just joking.
No, of course.
But I think there's always going to be need for people.
Absolutely. Human touch is human touch. I can't imagine how robots will replace that.
And it needs to be personable, like what we talked about with anesthesiology, like holding your hand and saying, I'm going to take good care of you. What is ChatGPT going to tell me? Hey, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah. Just relax. Yeah, for sure. Count to 5.
So.
No, I think it's a great field. I would definitely recommend.
Yeah, I'm excited. She's very passionate about it. And I know your daughter is going to do amazing things too, and I'm so excited to see what's to come.
I hope so.
Well, is there anything else you want to share with us? Anything you want to point out, bring up? When, do you know when your skincare is going to be launching? Do you have an estimate?
We are planning about 4 weeks from now. So it's going to be, so it's all been developed. Everything is done. We are just working on the marketing part, marketing as in labels and how it will look and things like that, which is turning out to be a little bit more involved than I thought it would. So but it's almost ready, yes. And we are actually going to have a launch party for it on April 7th in our office. So you are very invited.
I don't think you've made an announcement on that.
I have not yet.
We haven't sure to share.
Thank you. We have not made any announcements about this period.
Okay.
So that's kind of what's exciting that's coming up. So
do you want to share the name of the line?
I'll keep it a secret still.
It's fine.
It is very on brand, and if you guys know our brand, it's very easy to guess what it is. Ooh, very cryptic, huh?
I'll tell you without telling you.
That's right.
Well, Julia, thank you so much for coming. I swear you always bring a smile to my face. And I can't believe we just had our first cup of coffee.
Oh, thank you so much.
Together.
I love you, and you are amazing. Thank you very much. I'm going to give you a hug.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We can cut. You want to join in on the hug, John?
I was like, what do I do?